Today we're looking at two different releases in the marketplace. First up is the CAC Boomerang, a historical local legend from Aeroplane Heaven that's currently on sale. It's a beautiful piece of Australian aviation history, though some pilots are reporting issues with the 2024 specific pilot models and unclickable canopy handles. But the real talk of the town is the 737-100 from MScenery creation. Despite a high 4.7 star rating, this aircraft has been met with a wave of negative feedback from the flight sim community. Critics are calling out the MScenery creation, or MScenery, brand for reportedly inflated reviews, what many describe as low fidelity or junk products that don't live up to the price tag. Let's dive in and see if these ratings are too good to be true. And we start with the CAC Boomerang. For those who watch my live stream as part of the release of the latest world update, I rented this aircraft because that's something you can do in Flight Simulator 2024, and I tried it out. This aircraft, it was used in the early World War II as a time frame, and was used to supply Australia with military aircrafts and supplies due to the demand placed on its resources on the home front. This aircraft is special because it has a wooden frame, right? There was no, special, other materials. Well, there might be some other materials, but it was really special, and it was also being called out, in the release notes. Now, of course, if we would scroll down, we can see more information on when it was used. But if we look at here the specifications, we can see the maximum altitude, 29,000 feet, range 930 miles. And 1200 horsepower by the Pratt Whitney R-1830 twin wasp radial. If we scroll down, we can see, of course, the images. It comes with 4 liveries, as you can see on the bottom, because it's also not in the release notes, and this is the aircraft. And it's really a nice one. It, as mentioned, if you love flying in older aircrafts, then this is, I do think, almost a no-brainer, because it adds a lot of realism to the aircraft itself, but it also is super nicely modeled by the developer, in this case Aeroplane Heaven. So if you didn't have a look at it, have a look at it. Then the aircraft, which received a lot of negative attention on the internet. So let's see what we can get. So it's the Boeing 737-100 by MScenery creation. They're also named that they were previously called MScenery. I'm not sure. I think it's almost the third or the second name change, but maybe I'm wrong. High fidelity, detailed, fully animated, detailed exterior, interior, realistic engine. Yeah, you directly see that this is MScenery because they always call out these things. Right, so let's jump to the screenshots and let's have a look at it. Well, this is the outside. If you look at the outside, there are some wear and tear. Well, that's okay. More outside, more outside. Show me the inside. I want to see the inside. Yeah, this is a really bad story, right? They don't deliver, stories from the inside because I want to see the cockpit to see how realistic it is. Because based on this, I would never buy an aircraft because you need to have more images. You also need to understand which models are working, which instruments are working, because they say there's realistic engine and flight behavior. They say there's detailed exterior and cockpit, but I don't see any cockpit pictures. So hard to say if this really is, a one to go for, but based on the reviews I found on the internet, I would say think twice. Also, these number of reviews in a short time is, I would say, already a little bit suspicious. Because even if you look at the CAC Boomerang, which is the one developed by Microsoft and Aeroplane, it only has 12, votes. And this one, 108. So that covers our latest look at the marketplace editions. The CA Boomerang is a solid choice for Warbird fans, especially since it's now discounted, but that depends on the version of Flight Simulator you have, so be aware of that. Provided you can look past a few early bugs, because there are some things which are not working, but those are more Flight Simulator 2024 related. For the 737-100, the consensus across the forums and Reddit is clear. Be extremely cautious. Many experienced simmers believe the ratings are being manipulated, with some even filtering out MScenery products entirely to clean up their marketplace. And that's something you can do, right? You can simply filter out those, vendors. Most recommended, waiting for a more established developer to bring a high-fidelity classic 737 to the sim. What do you think? Is the Boomerang going in your hangar? Or have you been burned by MScenery products before? Let me know in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe for more honest marketplace reviews.